Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Champions League is back. The most beautiful club competition in the world is back for the 25-26 season. And today, the UCL draw for the league phase of the competition has been set and done. Now we know which teams will play who for this upcoming Champions League phase. So in this video, we're gonna quickly go over the pot ones. Really, I'm really mainly focused on the pot one teams and who they drew for this Champions League phase because I don't really care about the other teams. But we're really gonna quickly go through all of them, give my opinion quickly on the teams they're gonna face and who I think are gonna be the favorites going into those matches. But yeah, let's get straight into it because there's a couple of teams we really got to talk about. So these are all the pot one teams that you see on your left hand side: Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Inter Milan, Chelsea, Dortmund, and Barcelona. So these were all the pot one teams, and these are all the teams that they will be facing. Let me scroll a little bit over here. Yeah, these are all the teams that they will be facing. So we're gonna quickly go down the list. Obviously, save best for last for Barcelona. But going first with Paris Saint-Germain, they're gonna be playing Bayern Munich at home, Barcelona away, Atalanta at home, Leverkusen away, Tottenham at home, Sporting away, Newcastle at home, and Athletic Club away. Now, quickly going on two teams they should definitely be beating, and I think they will beat. Let's not really talk about it much. Athletic Club, they'll beat them. Sporting, they'll beat them. Leverkusen, they'll beat them. Atalanta, they should beat them. They definitely should beat them as well. Now, Bayern, Barca, Tottenham, and Newcastle. Newcastle, they played in the past. They played in the past in the Champions League, and Newcastle has gotten the better out of PSG. So, it's going to be a difficult match for sure. We already know Newcastle are a very physical team. They're a very tough team. They know how to set up well. Eddie Howe is a great manager. And he's a great manager and he knows how to, change and give motivation to this team to go up against any side, even the best in the Premier League. So I definitely think they're going to give PSG a game. They're definitely going to give them a game. Now, when it comes to overall quality, especially up top, PSG have the advantage. And I think that will get them over the line against Newcastle. If Newcastle were playing at home instead of them playing in Paris, I think Newcastle will get the better of them. But since they're playing in Paris, there should be, home court advantage for Paris Saint-Germain. And I think overall it's going to come down to the overall quality up top. But it's also going to be a very physical battle. A very, very physical battle. If PSG can, match up physically, it should be a very interesting game and PSG can get the win. But if they don't match up, if they allow Newcastle to bully them, I think Newcastle will wipe the floor with them. I think they could definitely just wipe the floor with them and, definitely beat them by a lot. But it's going to come down to the physical battle. And of course, Newcastle taking the chances because we've seen that Newcastle can be very wasteful with chances. So I think it's going to come down to a physical battle. Right now, I have Paris being the favorites. But if Paris can match up physically, I think Newcastle could wipe the floor with them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens for that one. When it comes to Tottenham, obviously, they recently just played for the UEFA Cup. And obviously, Tottenham lost. But they did great against Paris Saint-Germain. In the first half specifically, they defended perfectly. Paris Saint-Germain can really sniff. They were, Tottenham were great. On this Thomas Frank, obviously a new manager who knows a new manager bounce again going against Paris. But so far, what we're seeing from Thomas Frank is that he knows how to set up this team defensively and, knows how to, hit teams definitely and create dangerous opportunities. Now, it's the same thing with Newcastle in terms of quality up top. I don't really see it with Tottenham. Richarlison, who else? Kudos. Okay, good. I think they definitely need a number 10. That's the one thing they definitely needed, and as to now, it's been very quiet if they're going to get anyone. Recently, they've been linked to Xavi Simons. I don't think that's going to happen, though. But I think it's going to come down to quality overall, and I think Paris Saint-Germain will learn from the mistakes that they had against Tottenham when they faced them. But then we saw in the second half, it was a complete turnaround, and Paris Saint-Germain were able to make the comeback. So as much as defensively solid Tottenham could be, I think it's going to come down to the quality up top. If they don't take their chances or if they didn't create enough, then they're gonna fumble it. They're gonna fumble it, and I think Paris will definitely get the better of them. So I'm gonna have Paris beating Tottenham at home. Now, when it comes to Barcelona and Bayern Munich, we recently saw them play in the Club World Cup, where Vincent Kompany's Bayern Munich got the better of PSG. They were so much better than PSG. They were all over them, but then mistakes from Bayern Munich's end led to Paris Saint-Germain winning that game. And I don't think Paris deserved it, but Bayern Munich were very wasteful. They were very wasteful in the final third, if I remember right. They just weren't creating too many dangerous opportunities like they probably should have when they were hitting consistently Paris Saint-Germain. The great thing that I saw from that game was the pressing that Bayern Munich did against Paris, where their midfield, the Paris Saint-Germain, was non-existent. Like, they were pressing amazingly. The way Bayern were pressing was amazing. But then, again, It comes down to taking your chances, and if you don't, the other team will. And Paris Saint-Germain has definitely shown that they're a team capable of doing that. But I think this is going to be a very close match, and low-key, I have Bayern Munich as the favorites. I definitely feel like Bayern Munich can definitely beat this Paris Saint-Germain side, and especially with the firepower they have right now. Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, and Olise. Very, very dangerous. So I think everyone's going to definitely put Paris Saint-Germain as the favorites because obviously they're the reigning champions of the Champions League. But I'm not going to fully discard Bayern Munich, and I'm going to say personally that Bayern Munich are going to win this game. Now, to the game that everyone has been hoping would happen, Barcelona versus Paris Saint-Germain at Barcelona home. I don't know what home is for Barcelona. I'm a Barcelona fan. You can see the flag behind me. I don't know what home is right now. I don't know what I know it's not the Camp Nou. It's probably not going to be the Montjuic either that we were playing in last season. So I don't know what home is right now. So in terms of saying, oh, Barcelona have home court advantage, they're playing at home, I don't know what home is. And if it's not the Camp Nou, I don't consider it home. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know where we're going to play. But apparently Barcelona have the advantage because we're playing at home. But overall, when it comes to the quality, when it comes to the managers, when it comes to overall how these teams are going to clash against each other, I think it's going to be an amazing, incredible match that everyone is going to tune in for. And I think we can beat them. I definitely think we can beat them. But at the same time, it's going to definitely come down to Barcelona's defense. If Barcelona defensively can match up and do what they need to do, get that high line perfect, I think we can definitely destroy PSG. But it's also the complete opposite because we know Luis Enrique is a great tactical manager. He's a genius. He's one of the best that we've seen. So he can find ways to destroy this Barcelona side. He can find ways to nullify that, to bring us down. And if they're able to do that, we're cooked. We could definitely get cooked. We know Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, fast players, Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, the way they invert and attack as well. Very quick players. And we allow them to catch up on the offside trap. If they get through us, we're cooked. We're cooked. There's no way we're recovering, and we could definitely get destroyed. So I definitely see it as a game that either team could destroy the other if either side gets it tactically wrong. I think it's going to come down to a very, very tactical match. And again, in terms of quality up top, both teams can definitely, crush the other. But I think it's going to come down to a very tactical match. Who can tactically get it right? But I have full confidence that we can beat them. Nuno Mendes versus Lamine Yamal. We'll talk about that a little later when we get to Barcelona. But yeah, I think overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 out of the 8 matches, Paris Saint-Germain should definitely win. And these two question marks for Bayern and Barcelona. Now, going on to Real Madrid. Let me just get their names up because there's some names in here that I don't know the names of, and I don't want to be very disrespectful. So, Real Madrid will be playing Manchester City, Liverpool, Juventus, Benfica, Marseille, Olympiacos, Monaco, and this team is called Kairat Almaty. Where are they from? What the fuck? What team is this? I've never heard of this team. Kazakhstan. Oh, okay. A Kazakhstan team. Okay. So, quickly going over the teams they should beat: Monaco, Kazakhstan's Almaty, Olympiacos, Marseille, and Benfica. These 5 teams they should easily beat. I'm not going to go too much in depth. I'm sure they have some quality. I'm sure they probably could cause some dangers to Madrid. I'm not going to fully knock that out. We saw what happened last season. Madrid going to be even Lille, so we never know, right? But I think they should definitely beat these teams with the quality that Real Madrid have. Now, when it comes to these last 2 teams, City, Liverpool, and Juventus, when we saw them playing against Real Madrid in the Club World Cup, I think Juventus played pretty decently against Madrid, but Madrid definitely got the better of them. I think in terms of quality, Juventus don't really got it. I don't really see much quality players. Like, I don't even know what Juventus are at this point. There's some players that are ballers, but I don't really see it with Juventus. I don't even know who their manager is at this point. They've been changing managers year after year after year, but I think Real Madrid should get the better of them, and yeah, I'm discarding Juventus really. Now, when it comes to Manchester City and Liverpool, Manchester City at this point is becoming a rivalry when it comes to European football. When it comes to the UEFA Champions League, how many times these guys have played each other where City would get the better of them one game and then Madrid would get them the better of them the other. Like, I think Madrid have definitely gotten the better of Manchester City when it comes to advancing to the next round. That's definitely something I've noticed. But like, City will beat them at home or beat them away, but then when it comes to the actual important match to get to the next phase, Real Madrid tend to beat them. Like, it's really weird. But it's not always because Real Madrid just outclassed them and outplay them, right? It's definitely some moments where Real Madrid defend and City are taking the chances. These moments of magic at the Bernabeu Nights that Madrid have sometimes. We've seen it already. Now, when it comes to last season, they played each other in the round of 16 phase, and City definitely got exposed. And again, last season was the worst season of Pep Guardiola on Manchester City. They beat them at the Etihad. I'm pretty sure Madrid beat them, and then at the Bernabeu they destroyed them 3-1 with a hat trick from Kylian Mbappe. So I think this is going to very come down to a tactical game as well. Manchester City, Pep Guardiola versus Xabi Alonso, teacher versus student. Obviously, Xabi Alonso played under Pep Guardiola. I think it's going to come down to a very tactical match because in terms of individual quality in the team, they both have great teams. But I think the one advantage that Madrid definitely have is defensively. I think defensively they're more solid than Manchester City. Like, they just lost recently to Tottenham. I definitely know it comes down to mistakes as well. But also, that's the other thing, goalkeeper. If they don't get Donnarumma, there's going to be question marks because Ederson is not that guy either. So we're going to see, but I think defensively Madrid have it, so there's going to be a slight advantage to that, but we'll see how this game goes down. I think it's going to be a tactical match as well. Let's see if Guardiola can find a way, but I'm going to give it like, I'm going to say 55-45 for Real Madrid right there. And now when it comes to Liverpool versus Real Madrid, I think everyone has Liverpool as the favorites just because, you know what they did last season. They beat Madrid last season in the Champions League as well, in the group stage, in the league phase as well. And, of course, because of the amount of money they spent this season, right? The quality they have up top now, the quality they have in the fans, everywhere on the pitch, everyone has Liverpool as their favorites. Now, when it comes to this, Liverpool, one thing that's definitely shown is that they're definitely weak in occasions in defense, especially when you have such attacking wing backs with Frimpong and Kirkes, consistently going up. It's going to be very dangerous, and if they go up against the quality against Madrid, it's going to be tough. So Arne Slot is definitely going to have to find a solution defensively, get them solid, because if they don't, Madrid can definitely run through them. Because Xabi Alonso has definitely shown he's a great tactical manager. These last couple games we saw them in the league, Real Madrid defensively have been very solid. Of course, there's still gaps and there's still areas that Liverpool can definitely take advantage of, but I think it's going to definitely come down to tactically who can get it right as well. And I think Liverpool definitely favorites. I'm going to say 60-40 right now for Liverpool. So, but again, that's going to be an incredible match. I'm going to definitely watch that, and yeah, we'll see what happens there. Now, when it comes to Manchester City, so Manchester City are going to play Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, Villarreal, Napoli. What team is that? Bode Glimt, okay. Galatasaray and Monaco. All right, the teams they should be beating. I don't even want to say the teams they should be beating because Manchester City are very sus sometimes. Sometimes, like, one game they play amazing, one game they destroy a team, and then the next they fumble it and get exposed. So I'm gonna say realistically, who should win these matches? Monaco, City should win. They should beat Galatasaray. They should beat this team. Napoli will skip over. Villarreal, they should be Villarreal, and they should be Leverkusen. Like, I don't really rate Leverkusen, and now especially with Erik ten Hag. Again, we'll see. He could probably prove us wrong, but they should be beating them. Now, when it comes to Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid, and Villarreal and Napoli. No, I think they should be Villarreal. Never mind. So Napoli under Conte have definitely shown that they're a very solid team, especially defensively. They can definitely hit you. Scott McTominay going crazy right now. Kevin De Bruyne going back to the Etihad. Whoa, that's gonna be scenes right there. It's gonna be definitely scenes. He could definitely pop off and create something. Create a little chance for Scott McTominay to score a little hat trick on Manchester City. But we'll see what happens. Again, Conte is a great manager. He's a great manager as well. But when it comes to the Champions League, when it comes to European football, his resume isn't the best. It isn't the best. So realistically, City should win this game. But again, it's just about how Conte can set up, and especially if they're going away to the Etihad, they're not going to go. They probably won't go too crazy and go all out them and risk losing. So they might play defensively solid and just hit them on a counter attack, do something crazy on them. But we'll see what happens. But I think City should win that match. Real Madrid already talked about, and with Borussia Dortmund are a very solid team as well. We saw them against Barcelona. I'm a Barcelona fan, so I saw them last season. They're very solid. They definitely have a great tactical manager who knows what he's doing. Are very solid defensively at times, and again, it's going to come down to a physical battle for sure, and who can get the better of the other. They're playing at the Etihad, but I think City should win this. I think definitely they should win it. I don't think they should really, struggle, because as much as Borussia Dortmund can get it right at times, the quality up top isn't the best either. It isn't the best either. So we'll see what happens there, but I think City should win it. So realistically, I'm saying I think City should wipe the floor and sweep their group stage. Napoli and Real Madrid are definitely the two teams I'm having some doubts for. But instead, like besides Real Madrid, I think they should win almost all these games. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We never know. But when it comes to Bayern Munich, they're going to be playing Chelsea at home, PSG away, Club Brugge at home, Arsenal away, Sporting at home, PSV away, USG, whatever they are, at home, and PAF. Who the hell are PAF, bro? PAF are... What the... Pafos FC. What is this team? Where are they from? Cyprus? What the fuck? Alright, whatever. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4... Five of these teams, I think Bayern Munich are going to wipe the floor with them. I think they're going to wipe the floor with them. Vincent Company has been showing crazy stuff, and I think they should wipe the floor with them. With PSG, already spoke about. With Chelsea, I think Chelsea, again, as much as a great team that they've definitely improved, Bayern Munich are definitely one of those teams. I think, again, it's going to come down to a tactical game because Maresca has definitely showed that he can go up against better teams and great teams and teams we have favorites of. But when it comes to the defense of Chelsea, sometimes I'm very sus about it. And the firepower that Bayern Munich have, a very intelligent attack, a very lethal attack, I think Bayern Munich could definitely get the better of Chelsea, especially if they're playing at the Allianz, definitely. Now, when it comes to Arsenal going away to the Emirates, that's going to be a tough match. Arsenal, a very solid team defensively. They played each other in the past where Bayern Munich eliminated Arsenal in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So it's going to be a tough match for sure. I think I'm jacking a draw. I'm jacking a draw for this game. I don't think either team will get the better of each other. I'm jacking a draw for this game. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say against Arsenal they draw. But I think Bayern Munich comfortably should get to the next round. Very, very comfortably. Now, when it comes to Liverpool, they're going to play Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Atletico de Madrid, Frankfurt, PSV, Marseille, Car, and Galatasaray. I don't know what Car is. I don't even want to search it up right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these teams they should beat. Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, and Real Madrid. Against Real Madrid, we already spoke about. Inter Milan, I think they should wipe the floor with Inter Milan too. I think Inter Milan are in a rebuilding phase. I think they got a new manager obviously because Inzaghi's not there anymore. So I think it's gonna be a rebuilding phase, and I think Inter Milan aren't just like very. I don't think they're there yet. I don't think they're there yet like they were with Inzaghi, where Inzaghi just had everything set up. He knew what he was doing with his team. These were his players. Now it's gonna take for the new manager to come in and change everything. And I think it's gonna be a quick transition. Definitely not. Probably put up a defensive masterclass. Potentially that could happen. Go very defensive against Liverpool. But I think Liverpool should get the better of Inter Milan. Now, when it comes to Atletico Madrid, when it comes to the Champions League, last year in the league phase, they actually did pretty well. They got straight into the round of 16. They didn't have to struggle with that. But against Liverpool, I think it's going to be the same thing against Inter Milan, where Atletico Madrid are going to be very defensive, try to hit Liverpool on the counterattack, and they can definitely capitalize on that. They can definitely capitalize because Liverpool's attack sometimes in defense is very attacking, and it can definitely, bug F them in the booty hole. But yeah, we'll see again with that team, but I think Liverpool... they're playing at Anfield. I think last time Atletico went there, they beat them, actually. So... Low-key, I'm jacking that Atletico Madrid somehow get a win. They somehow get a win over Liverpool in this match. Like, very, very lucky goal or something like that. Where Liverpool are just attacking, but then Atletico Madrid are just... never mind, actually. Atletico Madrid, even when they park the bus, are trash. Yeah, Liverpool's winning. Let me check everything back. Liverpool's winning. All right, let's go to Inter Milan. They're going to play Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid. I think this is... What team? I don't know. Ajax, this team, and USG. Kai, Sla... Okay. 1, 2... I don't even know. Inter Milan... When it comes to Inter Milan, I don't know how they're doing with this new manager. I don't know how if they're doing well, if they're going to be a great team. I don't know. So... when it comes to the main teams, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Atletico de Madrid, I think Atletico Madrid against Inter is going to be the most boring match of all time. Against Arsenal, I think Arsenal should get the better of them. Inter Milan last season did beat them, but again, it was under Inzaghi. So we're going to see how Inter Milan do with his new manager. Against Liverpool, I already spoke about that. And against Borussia Dortmund, I think they should probably get the better of Borussia Dortmund. But I don't know. I just don't know on this new manager what they're capable of. I just don't know if they're. They should realistically get the better of these teams in the last 4, but you never know. You just never know. But with Inter Milan, I don't really speak of much of them because I don't really know what their new manager's cooking up. Now, when it comes to Chelsea, they're gonna play Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Atalanta, Ajax, Napoli, PAF, and Car. I don't know what those teams are. But against Car, PAF, Ajax, Atalanta, and Benfica, I think Chelsea should win those games. Now, when it comes to Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Napoli. Against Napoli, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Again, they're playing away at Napoli, so at Don Diego Maradona Stadium. So I don't really know much about Napoli to really give them credit where it's due to say they can go up against these kind of sides. But the firepower that Chelsea have, the great tactical mind of Enzo Maresca, who tends to get things right, who knows, maybe. But they have Kevin De Bruyne, so I'm going to say that's going to be a pretty even match. Against Bayern Munich, I pretty much spoke about that. And against Barcelona versus Chelsea, I'll talk about that when we get to Barcelona, okay? Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, Manchester City, Villarreal, Juventus, Bod, Tottenham, Atletico de Madrid, Athletic Club, and Copenhagen. Against Copenhagen, they should be realistically. Athletic Club, they should beat. Tottenham, I think they'll lose that match. Against Bod, they should beat. Juventus, I think Juventus will win that match. Villarreal, I think it's going to be even game. Maybe a tie. Against City, I'm jacking they're going to lose to City. And against Inter Milan, I think they'll lose to Inter Milan. Yeah, let's get into the big one. Barcelona, my club of dreams, the club that I live with on my heart. Barcelona versus PSG, Chelsea, Frankfurt, Club Brugge, Olympiacos, SLA, Copenhagen, and Newcastle. Copenhagen, SLA, Olympiacos, Club Brugge, Frankfurt, you're all getting cooked. Easy 3 points right here. Easy 3 points. PSG, we already spoke about that. Chelsea, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Going away to Stamford Bridge. It's going to be a very interesting game. Very interesting game. I think when it comes to Barcelona, I'm going to make a separate video talking about them. I think I'm going to give a very specific video talking about this team and the clubs are going to go up against, because obviously it's my club. But I think against Chelsea, we'll get the better of them. I think we'll beat them. I think we'll beat them 100%. Now, this is the one team. This is the one team I'm very worried about. Newcastle away at St. James Park. My God. I think that's going to be a very tough match. Again, when I made that video talking about Liverpool versus Newcastle, I gave so much credit to the incredible atmosphere, the incredible fans that Newcastle have. They give you such a tough game. And again, it just comes down to that physical battle as well that Newcastle tend to offer. And it's going to be a tough match. It's going to be a tough match. I think we will win it, but there's definitely potential of us losing it. But I'm confident we can win it. But again, I'll go more in depth in a separate video talking about Barcelona. But yeah, guys, this is the Champions League. This is the Champions League league phase that we got set up for you guys. I don't know why I said that. That UEFA has set up for us. Many interesting games. I will be streaming a lot of these games, so stay tuned to the channel. I will be streaming a lot of these games. I'm very excited. I don't know when it starts. I think September 16th. Not 16th. I think it's just start this month, if I'm mistaken. But I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure everyone's excited. So many great fixtures, especially for my Barcelona, which I will be dropping a separate video going more in depth about these clubs. I'm sorry that I took a little bit away from the teams going away to them. Like I just wanted to go it through really quickly, and I just gave it most on the basis of the caliber of team that we're talking about going against these smaller teams. The caliber of teams that we're talking about should realistically be beating these teams. But again, going away to them, you never know, right? You never know, because a lot of these fixtures that I said, these pot one teams are going against these smaller teams, they should beat them. Some of them are away at their crib, at their ground. So you never know. So I'm sorry if I sound disrespectful taking away from that factor. But realistically, it just comes down to the bigger team, the better team should beat them. The team with better quality should beat them. With the better manager should beat them. But you never know. We just saw it recently, literally yesterday, with Manchester United versus Grimston Town. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, and that is the beautiful thing about this competition. There's always that one dark horse that just surprises, and we'll see what happens for this next 25-26 Champions League campaign. But yeah, that was the video for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell, and tell me your friends left up on us. See you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the UCL draw, and if you're satisfied with the team that the teams that your team is going to play against. But